Okay. All right. Looks like we are live. Okay. Looks like we are officially live. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well out there. We are live right now. It's a very impromptu, very last minute, very out of the blue, and there is a reason for it. There is something really serious going on at Capitol Hill, in Capitol Hill right now, where hundreds of people have been evacuated from the area, and it is still going on. It is still this is crazy. So a lot of stuff is still going on right now as we speak. So I beg you guys to just bear with us as we start to get this whole thing together, because honestly, we're still trying to piece this whole thing together and make sense of all of this as well. I got Brianne on the show with me today. I really do appreciate you coming on with me. We missed you this morning. That was my bad. I made that mistake. I will full on say that. She was supposed to be on this morning, but I forgot to hit send. Yeah, that happens, guys. Welcome to the world of the spinning many plates at the same damn time. But I'm so blessed to have you on with us today. We also have David, but he is in the middle of taking care of a few things, but he will be with us here shortly. But yeah, there's a lot that we have developing and going on as we speak. So let's get into this story, okay? Please do hit that like button and all that stuff. Send the likes all the way up. Share if you can, because we do have some footage. We do have some story. We got to get into this story and into these pieces. And like I said, it's all still developing as we speak, live. So we're doing this as best as we can with you guys today. So one thing is that, sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm trying to get this thing together. All right. Okay. So this is what we know so far as what the news has given us. Okay. There is the Supreme Court and other DC buildings have evacuated as police investigate a threat on Capitol Hill. And we do have the suspect's name and all of that as well. We do have footage from him on the inside of his car. But we're going to go through this. Like I said, bear with me. We're going through this bit by bit. Okay. The Supreme Court, a House office building, and the Library of Congress were evacuated today after a North Carolina man said he had a bomb in his truck parked outside the library. He is still in that car right now as we speak. Okay. Washington police asked residents on several streets on Capitol Hill to evacuate their homes, and the Republican National Committee evacuated its offices nearby. The man who made the threat is 49-year-old Floyd Ray Roseberry. He posted several videos online from his truck, according to multiple senior law enforcement officials who spoke with NBC News, which is the article that I'm reading off of here right now. Roseberry's last known address is from Grover, North Carolina. You can hear it in his voice. He got that Carolina voice. He got that Carolina accent. Real talk. He's so the police chief, the Capitol Police chief, says my negotiators are hard at work trying to have a peaceful resolution to this incident. All right. So right now, we don't know a whole lot of stuff right now. All we know is that the police chief Manger says that the man drove or is driving a black pickup truck, and he drove it onto the sidewalk in front of the Library of Congress at about 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Okay. When Capitol Police responded to a call about the truck, the driver of the truck told the responding officer on the scene that he had a device, a bomb, and the officer said, what appeared to be a detonator in the man's hand. So immediately we evacuated the nearby buildings. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Like I said, this is still a developing story. Manger said the man is making statements on his live streamed videos. He had a Facebook live stream that was on that people he was on for a good 30 minutes spouting out whatever he wanted to spout out outside in his truck outside the Library of Congress. Okay, now Facebook has taken down these videos. All right, Facebook has taken down these videos, but we do have, or I have, a clip that I want to show y'all because, like I said, this is just this is crazy. This is a crazy story. But we have got to take a look at this particular situation here. This is just, to me, just absolutely unbelievable that this is all going down. But before we go into that, I want to bring in David in here real quick. He's here. Good afternoon. Happy pop-up, by the way. Random as hell. Okay, but David, I appreciate you coming on and all that. Be sure to unmute your mic, all right, before you jump into the pool of madness here, okay? So we got to go into this other piece. I'm going to show you guys the video. I know that there's some things that he says in this video, so you're going to want to get your eyes on this video because this video might be taken down after this because of God knows what happens with these bots flying in, okay? So here is the video in all of its ridiculous and unfortunate glory. Take a listen.
If you blow my truck up, man, hey, it's on you, Joe. I'm ready to die for cause. And brother, you said if you could do anything to save one life, you said you'd do it. Well, you got a chance. I want to go home Sunday. I want to go home and see my wife. We're living in a free country, Joe. Choice yours.
By the way, because at first I was like, who's he talking to? Who's he talking about? Joe. I felt like an idiot, and then it suddenly slapped me up the side of the head. He's talking about President Joe Biden. He's addressing this all to Joe Biden, okay? Just so you know.
If you want to shoot me and take the chance of blowing up 2.5 city blocks, because that toolbox full. Ammonium nitrate, it's full. I don't want to die, Joe. I want to go home.
So if you could see in the where it's panning back and forth and all that, you can see while he's talking and everything, he ain't capping. He's not joking around, y'all. This is some real stuff. He really does have a barrel of whatever sitting on his lap right now, and then in his back seat is just filled with a bunch of barrels of stuff. Like he's ready to do whatever he needs to do to get his point across. Now, from my understanding, he also is trying to be a bloody martyr up in this piece, saying he's willing to take the fall for whatever cause that he is here for. This is insane. From my understanding, he is also saying this stuff because of his feelings in regards to what happened with Afghanistan, pulling the troops out of Afghanistan. I mean, a lot of what he's saying, because there's a long 30-minute video out here. It sounds like he's just standing for a whole bunch of crazy stuff, a whole mess of different things. You know what I'm saying? Breon, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this while this story is still developing. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Honestly, I'm speechless. I don't know. All I keep thinking is, man, I hate it here. That's all I keep thinking is this country's going to hell in a handbasket.
Hell in a handbasket. Yeah, right there. I just want you guys to see the barrel whatever's in his hand. It looks like he has a button right there, and his fingers like right there on the button and all that. Like, he's up to no good. Period. This man is up to no good. Okay. And yes, I feel you 110%, Lady Justice. I'm with you 110% on this, where it's just, I'm exhausted. I don't know about y'all, but I'm exhausted. Okay. Don't mean to sound selfish. Thank God that they were able to evacuate everybody. It sounds like he doesn't want to cause harm on other people. He is willing to put himself and his life on the line and detonate whatever the hell is in his car that apparently will take out a whole 2 city blocks. He's willing to put himself on the line to send a message to President Joe Biden. David, what are your thoughts on this whole thing, man?
Yeah, I think he got the general idea of it here. I ended up watching through his whole video, and basically, he is doing this, it seems, because of Afghanistan, like you said, specifically because of our allies that are being left there, that are being killed. Specifically, he mentions them a few times, and so that he doesn't actually have a trigger with him on there. That's he talks about the little thing he's pointing to later.
Okay.
It sounds like he's EOD, which is explosive ordnance disposal, because he says you showed me how to get rid or how to disarm these. And he points to the thing on top and pretty much describes how to disarm it. But he says that if that one and the other 4 are triggered to go off if he's killed. And that's the only way they're triggered to go off. So that's what he means when he says Biden can save life right now. So basically, if what this guy's telling the truth, they're triggered to go off if he's killed. And that's why he wants to see a negotiator. He mentioned several times that he wants to go home to his family tonight and that he thinks he hopes he will. But he gets more and more agitated as it goes on.
Right.
Yeah. And obviously, he starts telling Biden that to shoot him and everything. Obviously, he's not talking to Biden. He's talking to his Facebook audience or whatever. But at this point, he's obviously starting to kind of lose control of himself. But he basically goes on to keep asking to be shot. Says that he wants to be a martyr for the people. He says that the South has come to D.C. He mentions the South several times. But at the same time, he also seems to think he's representing patriots in general across the country. He seems to think a lot of people agree with him on this one. And he describes himself as a patriot. He even says that he loves Biden and Nancy Pelosi and everything in America. But so that's basically why he's there, to make a statement about Afghanistan.
Wow.
And it's set up. It's like a trap from Saul, basically. Like, it's set up to force things to play out in a certain way unless they talk to him. But there are, as you mentioned, there are negotiators talking to him now, and they've seen this video, so they would know as well that not to shoot him to trigger the bombs off. So I imagine they won't do that.
Yeah, I obviously they're going to try to do everything they can to make this right, like to not take his life, right, so that it doesn't detonate a bomb and blow up an entire. Well, he says there's enough in that truck to take out an entire 2 city blocks, and if he ain't fibbing, then they're going to do everything they can to not make that happen, right? And I don't blame him, because you never know. He could have a trigger. He could have a triggered button. There could be a detonator. There could be several different things going on here. But we don't know entirely. This is just insane to me. Lady Justice, I mean, shoot, what you might have chime in here. I don't even know what to say right now. It's insane.
No, I think one of the things, as David was talking, that just came to mind for me is, what we did to the Hmong people. There are still Hmong individuals still suffering, after, what the U.S. did with the Vietnam War, and them still being victims of persecution in Laos, given their support for America. And this, it's like a vicious cycle. Like, this continues to happen. And I'm just trying to think of what could be a strong resolution. I'm just like racking my brain. What could be a strong resolution? Because this seems to happen. We leave thousands, tens of thousands of people behind that have supported the U.S. with no protection. And then we have nutcases here in the U.S. that will try to cause more harm because they think it's wrong. But it's like, violence begetting violence is just going to continue all of this. And I'm just thinking we just need better policies. But what does that look like? I think my mind right now just has a lot going on, because I feel like you can't say you support this or you support these people and then you're going to cause harm. Like, to me, that's not a patriot. That is the most global thing to do. To me, it's the most un-American thing to do, is threaten to bomb the Capitol in any way because you feel like the point or the protection is not there for people. To me, I'm tired of people resulting to doing violent things because they don't have their way. And not actually looking at what's happening. History repeats itself because the United States continues to do the same things it has done since its inception. Like, this is what happens with the West and with Western nations in general. They keep these cycles going. They utilize other nations. They abuse other people. And then things continue to happen for those people. And then they're left unprotected in a society that they don't want to be in. I don't know. I'm just frustrated.
No, it's all good. I mean, this is we're all going through it together. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna all hold each other's hands and deal with this kind of with this news together. I mean, it's been a is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Damn, it feels like should be Monday already. That's
there's some comments.
It's crazy. Go ahead, David.
I was gonna say there's some comments I have answers for from chat.
Oh, okay, go for it.
So Kahana asked, why is this happening when the Senate is not in session? Part of his video, he says that he wants everyone to be evacuated. So that's why he was doing the video and letting everyone know. Basically, he's doing this because they're not there, and he wants everyone, like all civilians, to be evacuated so that if Biden kills them, he's the only one to blow up in that area.
Gotcha. I mean, it's interesting though, right? That he's saying, hey, I don't want to hurt anybody else. I'm just up here. I just want to make my presence known. And I want to make, like, I'm here to make a point. I'm not trying to hurt other people. I'm just trying to hurt me. But at the same time, before I go, I want to make what I have to say heard real quick before I go. Just before I go, I just need to let you know these are the things I want to say real quick. Here's my feelings. Here's my thoughts. Just so you know, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I'm doing this for Afghanistan.
So you hold the Capitol hostage just to be listened to. Like, this teaches us nothing.
Facts.
This just sends us backwards. Like, it's sad to say, like we say to 2-year-olds, use your words. Like, this is just frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, this is aggravating me to no end.
I feel you. Because you know what? Here's the thing. I just wanted to say this really quick. The one thing that I'm noticing, the one thing that I'm feeling in this situation is, yeah, sure. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. Sure. He doesn't want to harm anybody. He's holding buildings right now hostage, basically. Okay. Buildings. Because everyone's been evacuated that we know of. Okay. Hopefully everyone's fully gone right now. But here's one thing that he's doing right now. He is motivating other people to do the same thing that he's doing right now. The only thing is that he was thinking about other people's lives. He only wants to put his life in jeopardy. What about all these other people that are seeing him do this exact same thing? They're going to be motivated to do this same damn thing. Like I said, this is like the domino effect. He's just pushing the domino over. Just because he's the first one, you think he's going to be the only one? We just had some of that happen in January. Remember that thing, y'all? That happened in January. You know what I mean? Now he's coming in. There's other attempts before that too. You know what I'm saying? Just people being crazy, driving up on lawns and doing crazy stuff on the Capitol. Now you got this guy with a bomb. He's saying, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to hurt myself. But what about the next guy? And the next guy after that? Or the multitude of guys that are watching these videos, his live videos, and hearing about these stories that are sitting there going, well, I would have done it different. Or I'm gonna do it different. Oh, he got it. He did it. He made it. He shows up right there at the Capitol. Shoot, he got that far. Let's see if I can get a little bit further. And damn everybody. Damn those innocent lives. Like I said, this is more than just him. He's sending out a completely different message, more than the message that he's primarily there for. He's saying something else, y'all. It's translating as something else. David.
Yeah, I agree with you. He does seem to want a revolution. And he does expect, if he's killed, to be a martyr and start something that way. But he's not too clear on the specifics, I guess. But a lady did ask if he mentions Trump. I didn't hear him mention his name. He definitely doesn't talk about him at any length. He did mumble names off a few times.
He did say Patriots.
He mentions Patriots a lot.
He did random. Yeah, go ahead.
He seems to think he's a patriot, and he does seem to identify as a Republican, I assume, because he says if it's a Republican sniper that's ordered to shoot him, that he won't do it. So he seems to think that the entire Republican Party will stand with him on this, and he seems to think like half the country will be motivated by this, like he's starting a civil war type thing. Yeah.
Oh, well, it looks like we have some breaking news here. Thank you to Roberta on Facebook. Apparently, he just surrendered. And I need to see if there's any proof in the pudding on that real quick. But continue. I'm so sorry. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Thing.
So he doesn't say this explicitly, but from kind of what I get from him, he thinks the South and the Republicans are all going to rise up, and that he's part of their revolution. And he definitely wants to be a martyr. Like he was getting very frustrated near the end of one of his videos and just begging Biden to shoot him. And so I do think he wants to trigger a civil war, but he seems to think that a lot more, like half the country would support him in this. He seems to actually think that like 50% of Americans are going to come up there to DC and help him out and side with him or whatever.
Yeah. He really is desperate to see something go down. For sure. I mean, he definitely is like, please make me a martyr. Please make me a martyr. You know what I mean? Please make me be the American hero that I'm dreaming up in my mind. You know what I mean? This is insane. I think we have something here. I'm gonna pull this up right quick. It looks like it is the captain here speaking. Hold on. Let me just pull this up real quick.
I'm gonna check in with my boss real quick. I'll be back.
Carolina. Patients to.
Okay. Looks like this is just brand new. So let's check this out.
All right, they're coming up. Nice and loud, please. Okay. Everyone ready? So we appreciate your patience today. You're going to be hearing from Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger, DC Police Chief, MPD Chief Robert Conti, and the Washington Field Office, Steve is here as well. So Chief Manger.
Again, thank you for your patience. Just moments ago, Floyd Roy Rosenberry from Grover, North Carolina, was taken into custody without incident. As we talked about earlier, Mr. Rosenberry had parked a truck and was sitting in a truck for several hours. in front of the Library of Congress, and he had advised that he had explosives. And over the course of time, we tried to negotiate with Mr. Rosenberry. We first started doing that with a whiteboard, just writing messages back and forth. We used a robot to get a telephone down to him, but he would not use the telephone. But shortly after we had delivered the telephone, he got out of the vehicle and surrendered. And the tactical units that were close by took him into custody without incident. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Chief, were there any explosives in the vehicle, and do you know a motive?
We don't know if there are any explosives in the vehicle. It's still an active scene. While Mr. Rosenberry has been taken into custody and has been removed from the scene, we still have to search the vehicle and render the vehicle safe. So we don't know as of yet. We do know that Mr. Rosenberry has had some losses of family in his, I believe his mother recently passed away. And we spoke with members of his family, and there were other issues that he was dealing with. There'll be more on that before at a later time.
Was he a law enforcement or military background?
We're not aware of, according to his family, we're not aware of any law enforcement or military background.
What about the other explosive you talked about?
I can't.
About other explosives, he said there are other bombs in this video.
Again, it's an active scene that we're trying to render safe in terms of any other explosives. That's still ongoing.
How much longer do you think that will take?
Not that we're aware of.
How much longer do you think it will take to assess the scene?
Hours. It will take hours to assess the scene.
Chief Sager, was this a known figure to the Capitol Police?
I don't think he's seen the video.
No.
No, he hasn't seen nothing.
All of that is part of what will be a comprehensive investigation. But I just, right now, I just want to report that he is in custody and that that part of it is done.
But we don't know if he made any stops in.
I think it's interesting that he said something about, real quick, I'm sorry, it sunk in and it was still ruminating in me, and I'm like, you know what, I need to just say it. Didn't you notice that he said he lost his mother of like a little bit ago, like as if this is an excuse to just pack up your truck full of explosives to come over to the Capitol? Like that's supposed to be okay? What? I'm sorry. I'm going to continue. I just think it's absolute trash. All right.
Not at this point. No.
What was his demeanor when
He gave up and did not resist, and our folks were able to take him into custody without incident.
How did you guys convince him to surrender?
We had been in communication with him, but when we delivered the phone, there were no conversations via phone. As far as we could tell, it was just his decision to surrender at that point.
Was he acting alone?
Right now, we have no indication that he was acting with anyone else, but that again is part of the ongoing investigation.
Do you know what he's being charged with?
At this point, we'll work with the U.S. Attorney in terms of getting all the charges together. The little bit of criminal history that we were able to determine was in the state of North Carolina, and it was nothing that serious. But we just, this is what we've been able to find preliminarily.
Anything else, any other content that you guys have been able to have visual?
So we had information and evidence of what was in the bed of his truck, and there were some things that were concerning, but ultimately we were able to take him in custody without incident. But there were certain things that we saw in the truck, for instance, a propane gas container, but obviously that was not. At this point, we think that's safe.
Any other
Chief Major, can you just clarify, sir? Can you clarify?
I need to be more sure.
Yeah.
I have
Spelling of the name.
Floyd Roy Roseberry.
Okay. So,
This guy's a joke.
yeah. So there it is, y'all. That's what we have so far. They have the Floyd Ray Roseberry has been arrested. He surrendered. He has been arrested, and he surrendered without incident. And there it is. But here it is, though, y'all. What really grinds my gears is what that captain just said, which was, "Oh, we understand that his mom died a few days before, or something like that, within a span of a few days, I guess." Like, this is supposed to be the reason why he's out here being a terrorist, or he's addicted to sex. He has a sex addiction. That's why he's bringing all this craziness and all this mayhem and doing this mass shooting type thing. I mean, we hear these stories over and over and over again. There's always some sort of excuse. There's always some sort of, oh, we got to understand because he's not in the right mental state because he lost a loved one, or he's addicted to getting a rub and tug type of thing. It's like, oh, this is so ridiculous. No, this man literally thought that he was doing something good for in his mind, this country. This is what this man was doing, because he saw things that happened 6-7 months ago on the Capitol Hill that a lot of people say was successful. A lot of people do. And he thought that this was an okay thing. So now he shows up with, now they're saying, we don't know if it's really real. We don't know if there were really explosive devices at the back of the truck. We're not entirely sure. Fine, that's fine. Word, bet, cool. But at the same time, y'all, this dude still pulled up with all of that ish in his car, throwing out demands, saying that he was doing this for his country, saying that he's putting out demands, saying he wanted to see Biden. Whether it's fake or not only did he do something very stupid, but he also could potentially inspire a lot more of this or much worse to come. Breon, what are your thoughts?
No, Chuck Diesel had made the same point in the chat that you were making, and I just kind of followed up with, they always seem to make excuses seem to drum up compassion or sympathy when it is, okay, a motive is just a motive. I mean, if someone lost a loved one and went berserk, then that's their motive. They lost a loved one and they went berserk. Like, we shouldn't be trying to use it to drum up sympathy. We should take it for what it is, which is a fact of the situation, and just say that this person, this individual, committed threats of terrorism or committed terroristic acts. Like, to me, that's all it is. And I'm really tired of excuses that law enforcement and other people try to make to justify individuals who commit bad behavior when they look a certain kind of way. Because truth be told, like you said this before, like, had that person looked differently, had that person looked like you, Pascal, or myself, I think it would be an entirely different story.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they would have treated him like the DC sniper. Like,
exactly.
I'm just saying that I just think it's ridiculous. I don't think that helped the situation by coming out and saying those things. Because at this point, to me, it doesn't matter if he lost people. What matters is his behavior now.
Exactly. Beautifully said. David, last thoughts.
Yeah, they're definitely withholding information, and I'm not sure why. There's got to be some reason for it. So maybe he didn't see the video, so he doesn't know what this guy's already said. I guess I could believe that one. But when it comes to him saying he didn't think there was anything explosive in that vehicle, that doesn't make sense. Did they not have bomb squad or like DC Guard EOD there? Because this was a giant bomb threat, so you would think that that they would have those people on the scene to verify if there's no bombs. He said he saw a propane tank, but doesn't know if there was anything in it. I mean, like, did they empty the gas? It's just really weird. They would know for sure if anything in there was explosive. It kind of sounds like there was something in there that was probably explosive, and he's trying to play it down. I don't know, but they're obviously hiding something. I can buy he doesn't know the video. It sounds like he got maybe some information from the negotiator, but he's telling a stupid lie. Like, obviously they know if there's an explosive there by now, or they wouldn't have left the scene.
Facts. I completely agree with you on that too, David. Here it is. Clearly something else is going on that they know about, but they don't want everybody else to know. They're not talking about this. No one is talking about it right now because they don't want to get people riled up. Now, this could very well be a situation where let's play both sides of the spectrum, okay? Let's play devil's advocate, okay? They could have literally walked up and it could have been a whole bunch of gallons of water. Real talk. It could be tanks filled with water. He could have been fibbing the entire time. That's one extreme scenario. Or it's the other. Now, here's the thing. If it was water, they would have said, yeah, all the bombs were fake. They would have said that. They wouldn't be like, yeah, we're still looking into it and we're trying to still figure it out and so on and so forth. No, they would sit there and go, yeah, they be fake. There's nothing to worry about, guys. Keep going, work and go back to your normal everyday work because this all be fake and he be fibbing like a mug, right? That's at least what I would assume, that they would say, this is fake. He was fibbing. Go back to work, guys. But the fact that he had a whole bunch of stuff in that car, in that truck, and the fact that the captain's going, well, we don't know the full scope of everything yet. We're still investigating and so on. Tells me otherwise. Tells me that there's something really real was going down, and that those devices, maybe they weren't good, maybe they're duds. You never know, but they're at least something that would spark some interest for them to investigate into that truck even more. So,
but even if it wasn't, the threat of the terroristic violence is enough. I couldn't walk on an airplane and yell bomb and not expect any repercussions.
Facts.
So whether there was or there wasn't, the fact is that he made these claims very publicly, sent us into a panic, had the Capitol or who was left there evacuated. It still caused harm, and he still, if there was no bombs, he still made terroristic threats. It needs to be dealt with accordingly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that when it comes to this whole scenario, this whole situation, clearly there's something that they're withholding. Clearly there's information that they're not giving us right now. What I do feel in my heart of hearts is that this man was successful. He had devices that are real, and they're just not willing to give us that information yet. Why? Maybe because they don't want to cause a panic, or because they don't want to get other people inspired to do the same. Let's not forget that. There's that fear of that people getting excited about, oh, he just did that, we can do the same. I'm just saying it. So when it comes to this, right now he's been detained. I do think that it's absolute 110% trash that captain had to come up and say, well, because his mama died. Get the hell out of here, man. Because the mama died? Really? Get out of here. You're telling me that's the excuse for everybody? You know what I'm saying? Really? Oh, my mama died, so I'm going to go up to the Capitol and try to blow up a whole 2 city blocks. But because I want to talk to Biden and I'm a martyr. Does that make sense? To me, it don't. Because of my mama, no, it's not that. That's not how you show love to your mama. Mm-hmm. Not at all. So why would you even pull that out your ass, Captain? Don't make sense to me. Doesn't justify what he's doing. To me, it's a terrorist attack. It don't matter not one thing. David?
He never mentioned his mom in the videos either. I saw. The ones I watched, he never once mentioned her. So he seemed quite happy. He seemed quite happy to go home to his family. He made it clear that he was happy with his family. He wanted to go back to them. It's just that Biden was a problem.
Biden's the problem.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just saying, but imagine as he's getting pulled out, my mama, it's because of my mama. Like, wait, how does that work? I'm just curious. How does that work? Because of my mama. Because of my mama, you know what I mean? Like, what? How does that? I'm not even going to entertain it any longer. Okay, the man has been detained. No one was killed. No one was hurt in the act of ridiculousness that came from this man, Floyd Ray Roseberry. I'm very happy no one got hurt. But my only thing is this. I worry what the future may come, what will come in the future. This could very well inspire a bunch of crazy ass mother lovers to try to do the same damn thing right there in Capitol Hill. Like the thing is I also wish that they would maybe use the security, like maybe thicken that up a little bit more. There's plenty of people out here that could use some more jobs. Thicken up the security a little bit around around Capitol Hill grounds. Seriously, I'm surprised this dude got even as close as he did get. You see what I'm saying? But somebody else is looking at this and going, "Damn right, brother. Damn right, patriot." They're going to be inspired to do something just as insane. So we all got to keep our heads on a swivel, y'all. Because I'm going to say something. It's funny because I said something 2 days ago. I was talking about 9/11, right? And I'm like, man, I'm so worried that what happened in Afghanistan is going to inspire some craziness on U.S. soil again, and we're going to have another 9/11, right? And I don't ever want to see that ever again. I witnessed that stuff with my own 2 eyes, and I'll never forget that stuff. I don't ever want to see something like that ever again. But we see this right here. Just happened 48 hours after I said that. I'm not kidding. I'm not brilliant. I'm not. I just know. I see what's going on and how affected people are right now. And the fact that this is a white man on top of that. But then again, the 6 was a bunch of white people too. I hate to say it like that, but let's keep it reals. So, no offense, David. I love you. But at the same time, it makes you go, wait a second. Where's the pendulum swinging right now? Should we be worried about someone wearing a turban or someone wearing a MAGA hat? Something to think about, guys. Something to think about. It's interesting how things are morphing and changing. Just saying it out loud. Okay? Anyway, that's the show, guys. Very impromptu, very last minute. But we had to cover this story. Lady Justice, thank you so much for being on today. I do appreciate you swinging in. She just ran through up the laptop, turned it on. She was ready to go. I appreciate you jumping in at the last minute. Real talk.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Always. Always. David, as always, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being on.
Hey, man, it's a good show.
Yeah, good show. Good.
I don't know if good's the right word. So
it's a good pop-up. It was a random but good pop-up. We had to do it. You know what I'm saying? We had to do it, y'all. We had to do it. If you guys can, please do me that small favor. Hit that like button down below. All right. That would really mean a lot. Hit them likes. All right. And if you're watching this for the first time and enjoying the conversation, I know this is not an enjoyable conversation, but you know what I'm saying. Please go crush that subscribe button. That would really mean the world to me. Okay. It really mean the world to all of us right here on the Pascal Show. And of course, if we know of any more information, we will let you know. All right. We will be breaking the stories right here. I just figured we had to jump on and talk about this ish. I still will be on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's about 5 hours from now. So as long as nothing else goes crazy. All right. I will be on at 7 p.m. So tune in, be a part of the conversation, and hopefully we can have a good time tonight. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.